feature on the stream, as you can see in the corner here. Just need to reposition it because it keeps, for some reason, one thing we haven't fixed just yet is the fact that it keeps on misbehaving, I guess, and becoming a different size and stuff, but it's okay. It's something we will keep working on. Almost done, just needs to just a little tiny bit smaller. Perfect. So what you can do, guys, is you can in the chat type hashtag Losira or hashtag Billowy to show your support for either of these players. So go, go, go. It's as simple as that, really. Hashtag Losira, hashtag Billowy. Let me know who you're cheering on. Let me know who you're supporting here in this best of 3. You can use it within your message as well, so you can type in, no, I really want hashtag Billowy to win, or I really think hashtag Losira is going to win this one, or hashtag... But you can just type hashtag Billowy if you want. So get those hashtags in and start voting for your players, and we'll see who's going to be the crowd favourite as we have to the bottom right hand side. Our red stake player, if you're cheering him on, hashtag Losira. In the bottom right of Ascension to Aya. Top left hand side, our blue Protoss player will be Billowy. You guys know hashtag Billowy if you want to show some support for Billowy here in this series. Something I actually haven't mentioned yet today, guys, which is really bad of me. Is we do have a Matcherino page. If you type in !Matcherino into the chat, it'll bring up the Matcherino page, and you can donate to help fund this tournament. Now, we actually have 50 coupon codes to use up today. So we've got 50 coupon codes to get used. So those coupons are WTV18. All you have to do is go to the Matcherino page, click contribute. You can sign in via Twitch or Twitter or Google+. And then you literally just type in the coupon code WTV18, click donate, and you'll add $1 to the prize pool for free. So make sure you get onto that. It would be a shame not to use up our free coupon codes that we have. Obviously, all of it helps to raise money for the players, of course, and outside of the free coupon codes, you can also donate some money yourself if you'd like to support the players coming out of the tournament here today. Just go and check that out. Twilight Council will set up here over to the left hand side. As we are going to be seeing just the Nexus coming on down to the low ground. I wonder if the WardiTV bot is actually turned on. Maybe it isn't. In fact, I don't think the WardiTV bot is turned on. So all this stuff I just said about hashtags, guys, is actually not going to work because the bot's not turned on. I'm sorry. I messed up. But usually it would work. It's been working quite good the last few days. We just don't have a the bot turned on right now, so it's not going to work. God damn it. Get that fixed here shortly. You just have this probe moving on out. Looking to see what's going to happen. You see Resonating Glaives on the way up as the choice from Billowy early. A bit of a difference to the kind of initial PvZ we saw here today. Obviously we saw kind of a Stargate play with Oracles. We saw an Archon drop, but we are yet to see kind of Resonating Glaives as a choice of play. Sorry guys, just muting to save you guys from listening to me cough and almost die. Oh, I'm so dumb. I didn't actually add the Matcherino link to the Matcherino command. I'm not very clever, am I? Alright, there we go, all fixed up. Rubber facility dropping on down here from Billowy. We're going to see another gateway finishing 2. There's a couple of adepts going to start shading out through the top side of the map. A few Zerglings coming through the center as well now. Getting Glaives on the way up at the moment. Ship Core coming in as well. I'm just looking to see how this will continue to go, continue to develop. We've actually already seen a Bane Nest coming down from Losira, which is nice. And Bane's up to help against the Glaive Depths is definitely going to be something which will work out quite nicely here. Obviously maybe a little bit late, but should stand the first 2 depths. There's not really much of a continued follow-up push. 3 more depths have been made. I'm not even sure where they are. I guess towards the 3rd base, right? Yeah, just sat over here defending. So, yeah, nothing too crazy. It's just going to be seeing those couple of depths over in position. I'm just going to be seeing some Zerglings just on the way out as well. Lair does begin to start here from Losira. Yeah, those things are going to run down to the low ground. They are going to be A little bit of damage. Not sure. They just got dropped in towards the main base here, so I'm not sure if they're really going to be able to do too much real damage. Maybe get a probe here. Billowy just not quite pulling that one back in time. But that'll be that for now. Thank you, Taka Stuff, for the cheer 10 in the chat. Do appreciate. Yeah, sorry guys. I didn't think about the possibility of the bot being offline when I set up this poll. What can I say? I do apologize. Gonna get that sorted out again. Again, it's kind of the first week we're using this kind of new voting thing. It's been a lot of fun the last few days, so we just need to keep it up, obviously. Well, the desk will come over here, and we'll just be able to pick off a Zergling. And a Spine Crawler on the way up from Losira to a Spore Crawler. It's really just set up very defensively, and nothing really happening here so far throughout the early stages. Very passive play, players doing much so just because I've held back. Really nothing crazy coming around at all here just yet. And this War Prism is not going to find much. As you see the Robo Bay coming down from Billowy. Well, what a weird choice this is. A Robo Bay and PvZ. Now, Robo Bay and PvZ back in the day, you'd kind of always think this was Disruptors. I feel as though there's a slight possibility of a Colossi here. The idea of going in towards Colossi and just maybe trying to catch the Zerg play a bit off guard. Colossi don't necessarily work if the Zerg sees them coming, but if they don't see them coming, Colossi can be very powerful still, and they can still win you games straight up, honestly. So, we'll look to see how this is going to go over the next few moments. It actually changes from +1 melee to +1 missile attack upgrade, does Losira, so that's also a bit of an interesting way to go about things at the moment, of course. First Colossus on the way up, and we're going to see extended thermal land starting to come on down. And that's that second Robo coming into play here as we do see the Lings and Banes getting us around on the Zealot. Just going to see this Hallucinated Phoenix just moving around as well. So a lot more Lings coming across up to the top side, over to the left side. And you'll be seeing the Hive on the way up here from Losira as well. Bunch of Hydras, drones, and Banelings coming on through as he gets ready to just keep on harassing. I mean, something you need to do in the ZvP, generally try and slow down that Protoss eco, just make it a bit harder for them to sustain that powerful, clumped up army that they love to build up in towards. Bunch more Banes on the way right now. Already again a few are rolling on forwards, and well, I mean, the thing is, it's a good defense setup over here with that pylon overcharging. Absolutely nothing really done. Some shield damage to some of the buildings, a couple of the Adept, but again, nothing really too major. And at the same time, this Baneling dropped tonight as well, so we're just talking about how it might be important for Losira to get some damage done to slow the Protoss player down, but so far, all he's doing is, well, he's not doing anything. Billowy is defending this almost perfectly. Yeah, I only just saw this little swirling thing, and, you know, I don't know, it was just how it was positioned before, perhaps, but I just looked up at my screen and was like, wait, why is my X-Split buffering? Because I saw this little circle going around. I've never seen this before, but it does sort of look like the loading symbol, man. Whatever this is obviously stuck in, stuck with a bit of a crappy internet connection, just can't quite load in properly. You just see a prism to the upper right-hand side of the map. I think there's some Hydras. And we're coming forwards here as well from Losira. A few Vipers are still coming on in as well. It's actually an interesting game so far. The fact Hive's already up, Vipers are coming on through. I mean, that's the thing though. Vipers are such a good answer to Colossi, and rushing them out here is completely the correct decision. Because while you might think Colossi will just shred through these Hydras, well, obviously they won't get much of a chance if they're already pulled in towards the middle of the Hydras and getting taken down very quickly. So Losira kind of playing a very old school sort of Roach Hydra player style, honestly, like a kind of a harder of a swarmy sort of way to play, kind of without Banelings and just with Roach Hydra is so old school, it's so different. Obviously he's got a few things mixed in, and he was mixing a few Banes in as well, but mostly Roach Hydra, and the Vipers as well. Wow, what a cool thing to see here. Losira's always one of these players who will change things up in that sort of regard. +2 on the Forge denied here by the Contaminate. Looks as though Billowy not paying attention to get rid of that Overseer, which for now will just stick around just overhead between the main and the natural. There's a couple of force fields coming down here, and the first few Roaches actually going down very quickly, and one of these Hydras during Losira making quite a mistake there. Now feedback's coming down, 3 feedbacks so far I mean, there's no force feedback, but the couple blinding clouds will be all that comes down. The problem is the blinding clouds are not going to affect the Colossi, and so Billowy takes one hell of a fight. Wow, that was just insane. Losira first of all messed up his positioning, then the feedbacks were completely on point. The final Viper now drops, and obviously here's the issue, right? He's got to rebuild those Vipers and get energy back on them before he can realistically take a fight again, so that's a little ways away. As we're going to be seeing these, well, these Protoss units just gathering up around the center again. Bunch of roaches going to come up towards the upper right hand side. A couple of extractors will come on down. The spine core set up over in that location as well. Spire is going to be finishing very shortly here from Losira. And as you just see, roaches and hydras on the way up as well. Again, a couple of creep teams just pushing out. And the creep spread is something which might be able to just keep Losira safe enough here. But man, it's going to be difficult to really bounce back from that last fight. Storm now on the way up as well, and obviously things are only going to be getting better here for the Protoss player. His composition just continues to improve so far. As we're going to be seeing, you can see the resources lost tab in the top left or the bottom right. A 4.5k difference. It's a lot considering there's only been 2.5k resources lost, if that, for Billowy. We've seen the Stalkers starting to fight against these roaches. And you're going to be seeing the Vipers up to the top side. Going to be coming on in as well. And, well, oh, no. They just lead the charge in. No, 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 no. I mean, what a disaster this has just completely turned out to be. Every single attempt to fight from Losira is just a complete disaster so far. Feedbacks on Vipers, you know, everything is just going completely incorrectly. This is not how it's meant to be going, as we're going to see those roaches when we get cleaned out over here. And you see some roaches counterattacking, that's cute, but I mean, Overcharge will come on down and help push this back, as well as some Stalkers warping. Army to the top side, pushing away an army as well. And the Stalker's still around, and now with an Observer starting to do quite a bit of damage. Probably has to move away here, blinking backwards, does lose the Observer. He still has this army top side, which can push in as well to do a little bit more. Some Immortals able to pick off those roaches without too much of an issue. Just wondering why it says Billowy with 1L here, and on the bracket it says Billowy with 2 Ls. It's because Billowy is using the clan tag to put his name here, because he only has a barcode account on Korea. And the clan tags only allow you to have up to 6 letters, so he types in Billowy with 1L, just so you can see who he is throughout the tournament. After the tournament he probably leaves the clan and just plays as a barcode again for a while, though not really sure why. It doesn't really make much sense if you're going to reveal who you are in a tournament anyways. I guess just the way it is, and he just doesn't bother to use the name change. Anyways, here's something interesting. The Broodlords have come on up, and we sort of were very negligent about what Losira was taken into. Does he have a way to fight against these Broods? Well, actually, Billowy blinks forwards, he gets 2 or 3 Broodlords already. Now another Storm coming down. Honestly, with the Colossi in the back, these Stalkers are surviving a long time because the Broodlings are just not sticking around very long themselves. More Stalkers warping in, and you can just see the Colossi from a distance are just savaging a lot of these Hydras and so on. And this is just Billowy, who is just not afraid to keep on pushing forwards here. As those Hydras disappear, of course, he'll be able to blink on in, and he'll be able to get more of these Broods. There's nothing to protect them anymore. So as Broodlords go down one at a time, it's looking as though Billowy will be taking game number 1 of this best of 3 PvZ in the quarterfinals of today's WardiTV Weekly number 18. Billowy really was just the better player in every single one of these fights here today. In game number 1, I mean, was there any moment where... To the top left-hand side, down in game is going to be our Red Zerg, of course. Give it up, guys. You're going to be cheering on Losira. His opponent to the bottom right is going to be the blue Protoss player. It is Billowy. Game 2 of this best of 3. Looking to see what's going to happen. Let's see if Billowy can close this out and take it through to the semi-finals here today. One of this is on the same section of the bracket as TY. Not really too envious of them, but yeah, we'll be getting in towards that matchup in the near future. Hopefully, get some longer games, some longer series. It's only been an hour right now. We're already talking about maybe heading in towards semi-finals. Hopefully, we get some longer matches so that well, we obviously will be looking to aim to cast both semi-finals anyways, but yeah, it would be nice to kind of keep things going along for a bit longer rather than just having like a 3-hour stream done and dusted. That's it. Nice to get up to 4 hours. I always say this. I always like the I always feel as though like a 4-hour-ish stream is like they're kind of one of the nicer numbers, 4 to 5 hours rather than 3 hours or so. I feel 4 hours is just a bit short for a stream, but maybe that's just me. What's up, Kerbal SCC, who says, yo, sup, just back from work and happy to see you streaming. Well, hello, how you doing? Welcome back from work. This is indeed the real Losira. No reason for, well, I mean, no reason for it to be a fake. It's the real Losira. I know it's his account, etc. It's really not playing up to his standard at game number 1. Really just making a few mistakes and some bits and pieces. Just needs to sharpen up. I mean, every single fight we saw was just so one-sided from Billowy's side of things. It was so one-sided, and obviously that's pretty crazy. Just gonna see Probe scouting around early. Billowy picking up early information as to what's going on. And Adept will just kind of reconfirm what's going on, see if he can just spot anything else. The main idea here is, like, it would be really nice if he ended up actually, seeing some roaches coming out. It would just give him an idea of an all-in. So just by coming up, he gives himself the chance to see a bit more if there is something else to be seen. Obviously, in this case, there isn't really anything to be seen. May as well just stick around to try and figure that out, right? So Depp pulling back down towards the center just a little bit further. Oracle currently on the way up as well. Starting to build. So Oracle's starting to build a few more Zerglings on the way out as well. We've seen this couple of depth shading on in towards the main base, so not being able to get in here. Link speed's not ready just yet, so maybe a little bit of pressure, but the Queen's on top of them pretty nicely, and looks as though these adepts are actually just going to start leaving. And maybe they're just going to give themselves up here. They're going to get surrounded, so they are going to be forced to shade in towards the main mineral line. Nice response by Losira, pulls his drones instantly, knowing that these adepts are going to be there, so really just minimizing any work damage being done. Link speed is just a few seconds away, and as link speed comes into play, obviously it becomes a very different story again. These drones from the natural pull away, and this is going to be the end of these adepts, although they get quite a lot of damage on this Queen, which means it will go down to the Oracle right away. Now the Oracle will come in, just pick up a drone, before making its leave over to the right-hand side. Nice little play there from Billowy. Again, just using these adepts to target down a Queen to lower health, and then being able to go from there. It's going to be seeing Lings coming in, trying to see what they can get up to. Not too much though just yet. And these Lings continue to back away up the right-hand side. They're on the way up from Losira, playing this fairly quickly. We'll see what he's going to go for. Probably just a fast Hydra Den. Next is coming on down on the third base too. Fortune Twilight Council on the way up as well. Continue to stay set and ready to go. Seeing these Zerglings just going to be coming on in, and low ship core and a couple of adepts coming on through, and looking to see what else is going on as well. Again, just going to be seeing those Zerglings just setting themselves up here, looking to see what they can do. Two Oracles just moving across the map as well. And again, also just seeing what they can do, seeing what they can get up to over the next few moments. Jump on in, and well, Spore Crawler gonna come through as well, and just gonna be gonna see what's happening. Templar Archives gets thrown down from Billowy. Again, those two Oracles coming around in towards the main base. Already one Queen taking a lot of damage. 3, 4 workers going down. Hydra will begin to build. Did he not build one already? No, he didn't. So he's actually going to be cancelled on that. You'll see this Oracle will just back away. Second Queen is not fighting any longer. Whoa, how did that Oracle go down? That was like felt like a really long Queen shot. I really thought it was out of range. Anyways, get some good damage done again. The Oracle's coming through. Full Billowy putting them into a slight lead here in the early stages. We are just going to be seeing a couple of depths now shading up the right-hand side, also looking to position themselves and looking to see what they can get up to. There's a bunch of these adepts up the right. I'm just going to be seeing these few, I mean, just some moving around, I guess. Some drones moving around looking to see what's going on. This Queen going to come on in, just going to throw down an inject in a second as well. Storm on the way up. Starting the build here. Yeah, that rover facility just building what's now currently a second ward prism. Going to be looking to see the first one is just taking a little while to move out, but there it is. So, Billowy going to start looking for some multi-pronged harassment to keep him going strong here in game number 2 of the series. Quarterfinals right now of WardiTV Weekly number 18. Two Archons coming across and trying to see what they can do. Actually, Hydra's getting on top of it as well, so the Wolf is already taking a lot of damage. Archons will lift up, reposition slightly as well, and the Yanling's just going to keep on being pushed backwards. Hydras will start to come into play, and that's where the Prism has to be very careful. Obviously, does not want to end up being picked off. Does not want to go down. Wants to make sure it stays alive, and that's the issue. We haven't taken so much damage already. Now we are going to be seeing some Zealots warping in as well. Charge and +1 finished a while ago, so we're seeing kind of multi-pronged aggression, as we said before, but with more than just a couple Archons, seeing a couple Archons there, there's going to be real commitments to units going into main bases, natural expansions, and all the rest of it. Again, this Prism just pushed back pretty quickly. It's a nice army split so far by Losira. Problem is with splitting your army is if Billowy just warps in another wave of Zealots here and you still have army positioned in the natural and main, well, then you're still out of position to deal with the attack on the third base, right? He's actually going to be leaving these Zealots here, and the Archon's going to move forwards in the Prism. That's the power of two Warp Prisms. You can really just create an army wherever you need it, and you can just adjust it based on where there's gears at any point in time. For the most part, at least. Obviously, if you've already built those units, they're kind of committed to a certain direction. Oh no, the Losira pushing out. We're going to see a lot of Zealots charging into the third hatchery. I mean, I think there's just a kill on the third hatchery straight up. These Zealots not even going to begin going down. I don't think a single Zealot has fallen by the point the third hatchery goes down, as these Lings are going to get massacred as well. Hydra's coming through. Some Lings left here, working their way through those rocks. Still a Prism to the top, which can be used. This Wolf Prism as well, looking to see what else it can get up to. Hydra again very low on the fourth base, which makes kind of follow-up attacks very kind of flimsy for Losira, because if a single set of Zealots comes in towards that fourth, it will probably go down. We'll do the Warp Prism with Archons inside of it, though, into these Hydras, and that obviously doesn't really help Billowy out in any way, shape, or form. It's going to be seeing the Hydras pushing on in. Well, there's a few Archons here, maybe not enough Zealots. Overcharge for now will be good. There is Storm on the back. Yeah, good Storm or so, it might be what he needs. So many Banes as well, but he has to be so cautious of those. It's one of the main things the Storm will be here to help deal with. Meanwhile, Bane's going to go in towards the natural expansion as well. Some units again warped in over there to try and help defend. In the meantime, though, this big fight starts to push in over on this side. He does start to put probes away. Man, there's a lot of kills on this worker line. So many probes going down. It's just continuing. Billowy, he pushes back the main army, but man, 37 workers left. I mean, this is the first workers that really went down. Losira cleaned out about 33 workers here, because a lot of these workers already ran from the third base to the natural. So that's about 30 workers going down. Beautiful play by Losira. Obviously, forcing the big fight at the same time just caused Billowy to be distracted, caused him to not be able to pay full attention to that run by in the natural, and, well, obviously it caused the mistakes and the idea of the drones going down there. Hydras and Banes continue to get set on up, +2 attack upgrade from Billowy continue to come on through as well. Oracle will drop a Revelation, then will be pushed away. So I see that Revelation dropping down once again. Sorry, the stats ward's dropping down now. He did have a Revelation on the units as well, but just in general setting himself up to be able to deflect these Hydras and Banes. Some Archons starting to take the lead here, another Archon starting to morph. Banes down the right hand side. He's actual storm is pretty nice. Billowy heavily down in army supply at the moment, though. Against the right, actually going to be intercepted by a few Archons already. They're just going to go for the 4th base instead, though, because of that. There's still actually going to be one Bane that hits this 3rd. And because it's +2 melee, it's still just one-shots those workers. Being kept at 46 workers here. Billowy not being allowed to mine as much as he would like to mine. Hydras, Banes, Lings, still gathering up together, seeing what they can do. Lings, Banes, and Hydras. Still just messing up. Obviously, Losira feels though he's done enough damage to justify continuing to attack. Not sure about this push up here because he's going to have to go through a gateway if he wants to really gain access. And I guess he's just got that many Banes. It doesn't really matter. Workers will start to split on up, but even splitting up, I mean, it just forces more Banes to be used in the process. It's not maybe actually going to save those workers in the end. As you're going to see, well, Storm's coming down again on Nice. He does still do a good job in the main fight. It's just his income, Billowy, that's really struggling here. Some of those Banes are going to start rolling up to the high ground into the main base, where, again, even more workers are going to be under threat. He throws off one Bane right away, and you'll be able to get another 7, 8, 9 workers. I think about 10 even. So much damage being done, and Billowy just has to keep rebuilding 4 workers at a time with his 4 bases. The one thing that's keeping him in this is the fact that he does have such a, his army fights, his larger fights are going well. They're going effectively for him. You can see this Archon kiting away, and this time he does shut down those Balins without loses 1 probe, but just losing a single probe much better than how it's been before. Another set of Banes already morphing in from Losira to come and try and do the exact same thing as before. Losira is up to the 5 bases, and again, he needs to be with the way the efficiency is going in this game. He needs to make sure that he's mining as much as possible. Because again, in the larger fights, Billowy has been taking the better side of this, and the only reason this is working out so far for Losira is the fact that he is able to just keep on rebuilding more than he's losing, or as much as he's losing. But it's basically the same for Billowy, and obviously, therefore, if you're losing more, you need to be mining more. And that is what Losira is going for now. Banes to the right-hand side once again. This natural mineral is completely barren of workers at the moment. Oh, these Hydras move commanded into some Archons. It's a great start up here from Billowy. Another large fight beginning to go his way already. Bane's going to come in for the flank though, or are they? They're going to go counterattack actually in towards the 3rd. I mean, I like it. A couple Light Templars getting warped in there. Well, that's going to be nice pickoffs. We'll be seeing these probes. Again, just starting to split on up, but Banes, there's enough of them to just kill off every single worker here. And again, should Billowy have just pushed forwards? It's a tough decision. It's hard to say exactly what the right call would have been. Oh, Billowy. Everything's going wrong, man. He can't even get his probes out here because they're all blocked in by this pylon and the cannon. Everything is going wrong at the moment. Everything is going wrong for Billowy. Where everything went wrong in kind of the large fights for Losira in Game 1, everything is going wrong in the small fights here for Billowy. Just little bits of harassment coming through, being very powerful and really creating just a chance for Losira to stay in this game despite how bad his larger fights have been. He's going into a Lurker Den now, which will help him trade a bit better against this Protoss army. That's exactly what he needs, something which will just change up the way he's able to trade, the way he's able to fight. Archons and Mortals and a few High Templar just pushing on forwards. See what they can get up to. As you're going to see a couple of Overlords loading up with Banes. Nemetes Carapace not ready just yet though. Archons leading the charges. They should be. They want to be soaking up those Balins initially. So many drops set up though, and if these Banes drop on top of the army, well, that could become disastrous very quickly. Pretty much just pure Archon Immortal though. 12 Archons and 7 Immortals. It's a powerful army. It's an expensive army. I think our Protoss player is, he's got 2,000 more gas invested into this than the Zerg has in their army. Those Overlords are coming forward, they're going to be looking for those drops. One of the things about dropping the Banes means that they can't get stormed on the way in. I guess the Overlords can get stormed though, and we're going to see the Archons actually starting to fight this as well. So storms to the top side. The Banes are not really connecting just yet. The High Templar do go down now to the Banes, which are beginning to drop, but he does get a couple more storms going for himself. And Billowy, he's lost a hatchery, he has lost 2 hatcheries even. But does he have enough hiders just to push on through? I think he does. It looks as though it's going to be just a little bit too much here from Losira. He's going to tie the series up 1 apiece after cleaning out that entire army. Billowy will just GG. A close game too. Billowy needs to be a bit careful about those run-bys and so on, just doing so much damage. I mean, he really dealt with the harassment so well in game number 1, it wasn't even a thing that we really looked at much, and Losira was just so put off continuing to do it because of the fact that it was, it was one of the facts that kept Billowy sort of ahead in game number 1. The fact that Losira just wasn't able to do anything. Obviously, it's kind of complete opposite in game number 2. As we have to the top right hand side, our red Zerg player, give it up for Losira. Bottom left, our blue Protoss player, it is Billowy. Game number 3, and after this we'll probably have some semi-final action on our hands. TY and Rail still playing. Keen is in the semi-finals already, waiting for impact. And so we're just going to be seeing the probe coming down the right side. You can see a couple lings starting to move around as well to see where they can go. You can see it on the way up, Twilight Council dropping down as well here from Billowy. This lone adept coming up the left and moving on forwards. Just going to continue moving to position here. Don't forget, guys, if you're enjoying the stream today, don't forget to hit that follow button. We're going to be live. So this week I'm not going to be here Thursday through Sunday. I'm going to be away. I'm at Epic Land, a UK StarCraft 2 event. So I'm away this weekend. But I'm going to be here tomorrow and Wednesday, but I'm going to be on at a bit of a different time. I'm going to be on in the NA time zone, so I'm actually going to be around starting kind of 1 AM CEST. I'm going to be casting the WardiTV America's Open qualifiers the next couple of days. If you can't watch there, well, I am also going to be casting WESG qualifiers in the European evenings, but I'm going to be doing that on twitch.tv/WESG_SC2, so you can catch me over there, of course, if you would like to. So that's where I'm going to be the next couple of days. There's actually going to be a similar story when I return on Monday. It's going to be WESG qualifiers in the evenings with the WESG qualifiers in the evenings with everything else in the the WardiTV America's Open event in the night from the European perspective. Glave's on the way up here from Billowy, going into the Robo this time as a follow-up as well. We'll see if he gets a Prism out or so. 5 Adepts starting to move across the map. Look at this from Losira. Super weird play. Stuck on 2 base for a long time. Hit a very fast lair. With that very fast lair, he went into Infestation Pit, which he's now using to build Swarm Hosts with. Are these Swarm Hosts going to be effective? Are they going to do what he needs them to do? It's a very weird build. It's a bit of a weird one to delays his economy to get this set up, and obviously these initial adepts are not really going to care about the lack of Swarm Hosts here right now. Now the Swarm is going to pop out. How do you deal with adepts with Swarm Hosts? Even the Locusts I don't think necessarily do too much, because the Locusts actually get picked off very quickly by adepts. We're going to see more Locusts already in position over here. He gets a few workers, but the Locusts do actually end up cleaning up with these Lings to help support. Just going to be seeing the Swarm Host still sat on the ramp. +1 missile attacks on the way up as well here from Losira. 4 gates on the way up as well, Blink on the way down. I'm just going to be seeing Billowy getting set up into his next stage of the game right here. So again, Blink coming up. See the third Nexus just gonna take a little bit of a hit or two, but it is up and established. And again, we're waiting to see these Swarm Hosts obviously get aggressive now. The thing is, if they get aggressive, then coming across the map, this Warp Prism has so much more potential to actually do damage. And he's actually going up to 8 gateways here in total soon. So he's gonna start warping in a bunch more depths as well. 8 Locusts will jump on up in towards the main base now. See what they can do. Let's see, the Stalker is going to get picked off. The Stalker goes down. I guess there's a few Lings in the main base to try and stop these Adepts from coming in and being too effective. That's what these Adepts should be looking to aim to do, of course, to shade in elsewhere and to pull those units out of position of the main base. It's just a pile going down the main for now. Someone's going to come back into position, see what else they can get done. So many Adepts getting ready to strike into Losira's natural and main bases, though. just going to be shading on forwards, and going to be looking to just, I think, just jump straight on top of these Hydras and Lings, right? He actually gets in a good position where the Hydras are actually blocking the Zerglings a little bit, which is a bit of a painful experience. He needs to kind of keep those Adepts gathered together, doesn't want to lose too much of a position or anything. And he's kind of blocking himself in there for a moment or so, as again, Swarmhosts in the main actually don't ever go off, they actually just pull back to help out and, to come back and help out, basically. And you've seen these drones still taking a bunch of damage. Few workers starting to go down. I mean, I say a few, this entire mineral line is starting to disappear. And we've seen more Adepts out the front. But they're going to be grabbed by a better number of Hydras, and they are going to be able to turn this away. Staying in the main base, these Locusts are not really in the right location at the moment. And obviously that becomes a bit of an issue too, as those Adepts. Well, there's the Locusts, and they will just drop down. They'll get one Adept. The Adepts will just run away, of course. They're about a shade, and that's the issue with those Swarmhosts and the Locusts. They can only be in one place. They can't really keep up with the mobility of the Adepts at all, and so Losira falling apart right now. He will finally be able to clean this up, but the damage done is monumental, I would say, in favor of Billowy. He's ahead in workers, his army supplies are looking great, and now he's pushing with more Adepts as well to keep the damage up, although if he throws away too many of these, maybe just get to a position where actually this is not going as well as it seems. A couple of force fields going down to block these Hydras in. Some use Guardian Shield and try and keep themselves alive. More Adepts about to arrive, but a bit late to save that first Adept. First sentry, sorry. Still Hydras and Lings gathering up together at the moment. A lot of units coming across the map here from Billowy. Adepts, Stalkers, Sentries. Pushing across and seeing what they can get up to. They're going to be taking a little bit more damage as Locusts do drop on down. Just going to be seeing these Locusts getting picked away at pretty quickly here, so good damage being done. You can see a couple of lava getting damaged as well. I mean, again, Billowy just has an army that's just too powerful. The Swarmhosts are on cooldown. You know, that's a lot of the supply that's just currently dead weight right now, not actually added into the fight. Guardian Shield will pop, and Stalkers have Blink as well, and so they're able to blink on in to join the fight against these Hydras. As drones pulling in as well, we know where this is going, and it's not going the way of Losira in any way, shape, or form. More Prism is nearby, of course, so you can open more Adepts, and that, my friends, will be GG.